So, the next topic is the environmental influence in decision making. So, ang environment po natin ay nakakapekto sa ating pagdesisyon, paggagawa ng mga desisyon dahil nakapaloob po ito sa ating mga gagawin. So, the environment of decision makers will play a role in decision making process. Factors affecting cognitive performance, for example, is environmental uncertainty. So, nakadepende po sa environment natin ng ating mga gagawin na desisyon. Dahil kaakibat po nito ay ang responsibilidad na ating gagawin. O sa atin ay nakasalalay sa ating mga gagawin na mga aksyon. So, a complex environment is an environment with a great number of potential different states that come and go over time. So, different environments have their own potential po. So, nakadepende po dito ang ating mga gagawin na desisyon para sa atin or sa society as a whole. Kung ito ba ay makakabenepisyo sa kanila or hindi. So, next, the 9 characteristics of a good decision. If you don't know how to handle tension or if the results are less than optimal, decision making can be single greatest weight on your shoulder. So how do you know what makes a strong decision? So here are the 9 attributes of a positive decision. So if we have a decision making process or uncertainty, ito po yung titingnan natin na 9 characteristics of a good decision upang makapag-desisyon po tayo ng tama at naaayon sa ating mga gagawin. So number 1, discuss positively, impact others. I mean decisions positively impact others. So ito po ay magkakaroon ng epekto hindi lamang sa atin kundi para sa ating mga kapwa rin po sa society. So decisions are replicable. Replicable means pwede siyang mapalitan ng alternatives decision like plan A, plan B para magawa pa rin ang isang objectives or goal ng isang tao or company. So decision foster opportunity. So foster opportunity, empowers others to act. So, syempre, pag nag-decision tayo, kaakibat niyan ay oportunidad. It's either beneficial para sa atin or hindi natin i-grab yung opportunity na nandun na sa time na binibigay sa atin. So, decisions include others. So, include others, this also includes our family, relatives. So, for example, yung magtatrabaho tayo sa abroad dahil sa family natin, ganyan. So, mga epekto ba ng ating gagawin na decision ay makakapekto sa ibang tao. So, number 5, decisions are executable. Meaning, yung decision na gagawin mo, kaya mong gawin. Hindi mo kayang gawin yung isang desisyon or isang bagay na pag-iisipan mo. So number 6, decision is systematic. Meaning, meron kang plano, organisado. What if meron kang gagawin is mag-fail ka? So, meron kang next process or may next ka na gagawin or next ka na appropriate actions to be taken in order to achieve your goals. So number 7, decisions are accountable. So meaning accountable, yung mga decision mo na ginagawa mo ay ikaw ang may responsibilidad. Accountable yun sa iyo. So meaning to say, dapat maging mindful ka rin sa mga desisyon na gagawin mo. Yan. So decisions are pragmatic. Decision involves self-awareness. So self-awareness, dapat isalang-alang din natin na ang mga desisyon natin ay makakatama para sa ating sarili. Mahirap naman na magdesisyon tayo ng padalos-dalos lang. So next, decision-making techniques. So decision-making techniques can be separate into broad categories. So number 1, group decision-making techniques and individual decision-making techniques. Individual decision-making techniques can be also applied by a group. So let's define group decision-making, also known as collaborative decision-making. It is a situation faced when individuals collectively make a choice from alternatives before them. The decision is no longer attributable to any single individual who is a member of the group. This is because the result applies to certain systems of individuals and social class, such as social power. Community decision often vary from those taken by individuals. So group decision making, hindi lang po ito sa iyo na sa yung what do you call this one? Hindi lamang po ito sa iyo, kundi sa group po ito as a whole, as a member of the group or unit. Gumagawa po kayo ng mga desisyon na makaka-apekto sa inyong organization as a whole. So, next is the individual decision making. In general, a person takes prompt decision when a group. Keeping anyone responsible for a wrong decision is not easy. Human decision taking usually saves time, resources, and energy as individuals make timely and rational choices. Although taking group decision takes a lot of time, money, and energy. So, dito naman sa individual, advantage rin siya kasi ikaw lang yung magdesisyon sa mga actions mo na gagawin. Depende yan sa kung ano ang paglalaanan mo ng iyong action. So, mas madali siya kasi hindi na kayo magbe-brainstorming unlike sa group or collaborative decision making kasi magte-take yun ng time and effort para ma-execute ninyo yung plano or gagawin ninyo. So, maganda yun, lalo na kung sa mga business, sa mga collaborative ideas, upang magkaroon ng sharing of ideas. Unlike sa individual naman, ikaw lang talaga dito yung masusunod kasi individual nga eh. Isang person lang yung susunod. So, next topic is the decision-making approaches. We make the majority of decision individuals. It is important to look at the approaches that we follow in our individual decision in the effort to make more successful decision. So, ito po yung mga approaches upang mas maging successful yung mga decisions natin sa hinaharap. So, number 1 is the rational or analytical approach, exemplified by systematic decision-making, defines upfront successful factors, looks for details, and objectively explores how each solution meets each success factor. So meaning, mayroon siyang pinaka-plan or business plan para sa kanyang mga actions to be taken. Yan. Merong research na ginagawa. Making decision making is organized and decisions can be taken under the assumption of the desired solution, except for major unforeseeable and unpredictable incidents. Considerations of the implication of the final decision. So meaning sa rational, may basis talaga, inaaral bago gagawin. yung approach. Diba? So, hindi pa dalos-dalos lang kasi posibleng magkaroon ng loss of life dito, yan, ganyan, loss of money, ganyan. So next, the intuitive decision-making approach, relying on emotions and feeling. Careful planning is not possible or not desired. People will point to a gut feeling or hunch as a cause or for a choice reflecting the explanation is not accessible through conscious thought. So, dito naman, one individual making a decision is based on emotion and feeling. So, kadalasan nangyayari ito sa mga nasa relationship in which yung iniisip nila parati is yung feelings or emotions lang nila, yung gut feeling. So, minsan nangyayari rin to sa sa exam, during exam, di ba? Ito na yata yung answer. So, parang may gut feeling ka na lang na yun yung siniselect mong answer. Nagbibase ka na lang sa emotions mo or feeling in which hindi minsan reliable dahil posible itong magdulot sa atin ng kapahamakan kapag magpadala tayo sa ating emotion or gut feeling. Diba? So, yan. So, number 3, random or chance approach. In this approach, a decision is made on impulsive without thought. Flipping a coin or using decision wheel could be representative of employing this approach. It is sometimes considered a dependent style because this approach can promote denial of responsibility. So, chance approach. So, di ba pag during exam, pumipili tayo ng answer, mini, may mo na lang pag hindi natin alam yung tamang answer. So, dyan, nagkakaroon ng impulse in which nagbabase na lang tayo sa kung anong chance na meron tayo. So sometimes, ngayon sa flip phenomenal, nagagamit to, di ba? Coin flipping sila para makuha lang yung desired amount na gusto ng seller at saka dun sa nagkukuha ng shoes sa kanila. So, yan. So, ito pala ay nakakapag-promote ng denial of responsibility in which dinideny mo yung responsibilidad mo na kasi naman, ganyan, kasi kaya nagkakaroon siya ng irregularity sa chance approach kasi nagbase ka na lang naman sa chance eh. So, hindi 100% na makukuha mo yung objective mo or yung goals mo dito. Yan. So, similar decision making. Number 1, gopher. 5 decision making steps. Goal, clarification, survey values, objectives. So, option generations, consider wide range of alternatives action. Fact finding, search for information. Consideration of effects. Weight the positive and negative consequences of the options. Review and implement plan on how to review the options and implement them. So, ayon kay Gopher naman, sa decision making steps niya, kailangan merong goal clarification. Survey mo muna yung mga kailangan gawin. So next is the option generation. Siyempre, gagawa ka dyan ng plan A, plan B, plan C. Yan. Necessary yan to execute the plan. So, fact finding, search for information. So, when the operation starts, gagawa tayo dyan ng mga research or mga observation muna kung ano ba yung tamang gawin or tamang approach dito para hindi tayo padalos-dalos at makasave tayo ng oras. Consideration of effects. So meaning, halimbawa pag nagtayo tayo ng business, consider natin yung place, ganyan. Positive and negative impact kung magtatayo tayo ng business sa hindi appropriate na lugar. So yan. So review the implementation review and implementation, I mean. So meaning, pag natapos na natin yung 4, i-review ulit natin at i-implement na para mas makita natin kung ano ba yung takbo ng ating desisyon na nagawa. Kung ito ba ay mas mas naging mabuti or mayroon pa rin kailangan kailangang gawin na mas mabuti upang makatulong sa ating negosyo or business or even an in-unit gamit po ito. So next, decide. So dito naman sa decide, define muna yung problem. Ano ba yung problema? Ganyan. So for example, sa business, yung piso wifi ko ayaw maayos. So yan, gagawan mo muna yan ng critical thinking upang maka-establish ka ng solution. So establish or enumerate all criteria. So meaning yan, meaning dyan ay enumerate mo muna ang lahat. Yan. And consider or collect all the alternatives. Meaning to say, mga alternatibo, ano ba yung alternatibo dito sa piso wifi, di ba? Meaning, yung ibang seller, kukuha na lang ba ako sa ibang seller, or gagawan ko to ng ibang build, ganyan, kasi iba-iba rin kasi yung build niyan sa piso wifi. So identify the best alternative. So i-identify mo ang best alternative. So for example, yung seller mo is tagal mag-grow. So yan, hindi mo na yan kukunin dapat, kasi dapat yung kinuha mo is yung taga-proper lang, kung taga-proper ka, para yung pag-ayos ng gamit mo ng piso wifi mo is madali. So develop and implement a plan of action. So throughout the business process, develop and implement plan of action upang magkaroon na ng problema, di ba? Meron tayo dapat kaagaran na solusyon, or alam na natin kung paano i-resolve yung problem na yan upang hindi na magtagal, upang cycle kaagad yung business. So evaluate and monitor the solution and examine feedback when necessary. So evaluate, tignan natin kung ang solusyon na ating ginawa ay tama ba. Examine kung mas epektibo ba talaga ang solusyon na ginamit natin, or for example, gagawa tayo ng alternative solution upang mas maging fit siya sa ating problem na kinakaharap. And the third, 7 decision-making process. So number 1 is the outline, the goal and outcome. So i-outline muna natin kung anong goal ng ating company or unit. Gather data. I-gather muna natin yung data, kung sino bang mga saklaw nito. Yan. Develop alternatives. So what if hindi ito gumana yung business ko? Ano ba yung gagawin ko? Iba na lang kaya? Ganyan. List pros and cons of the alternative. So kung magbi-business pa ako, ganito ba? So ano ba yung magiging epekto nito? So ganyan, pagkatapos niyan, we will make the decision. Immediately take action to implement it. So gagawan dapat natin ng paraan para ma-implement ito. Kasi kung papabayaan natin, it will take time and it will consume. Umiikot kasi yung yung araw, yung process. So the more na mas inaksyonan mo kaagad, the more na mas na-solve yung problem. Learn from and reflect on the decision. Learn from and reflect on decision. So meaning, pag nakagawa tayo ng decision na hindi tama, so pag-isipan natin upang sa sunod ay hindi na maulit. So yun. Decision-making approaches, consequences of personality. In emotion and thought processes can be defined by personality. So it's unnatural to assume that our preferred approach to decision making is a feature of our personality. So meaning, pag nag-decision po tayo, nakadepende pala yon sa ating personalidad. Yan. So there is an ample proof that our personality develops over time and evolves. This may also imply changes in personality, result from our approach to decision making that contribute to improvement in our thought and processes. So meaning, through time, nag-evolve po ang isang tao, ang personalidad naman, ang mga decision po natin as mas nagiging appropriate, nag-learn po tayo sa past na ating mga ginawa. So ganyan po ang decision making as in relation to personality. So decision making models in criminal justice system. So for criminal justice, decision making requires more than studying the rules and applying them to individual cases. Decisions are based on discretion, that is the exercise of human judgment in order to make decision about alternative courses of action. So for example nito po ay ang mga police officers natin na on duty while conducting search warrant or warrant of arrest ay nanlaban po ang aarestuhin sana or yung alleged suspect. So it's upon the discretion of the police to to use non-lethal. Pero in case po na the life and limb of the policeman is endangered, he can use self-defense naman kung kinakailangan po. Pero pag hindi po talaga, use of non-lethal weapon is necessary for the execution of the plan. So next, professional in criminal justice have little time to make important decisions, which may be the difference between life and death. While there is no decision-making process, that is full-proof training, conditioning, and practice among criminal justice leadership can help these professionals react more rationally and strategically in the heat of the moment. So meaning, nakadepende po ang ating pagdedesisyon as a law enforcer, depende po sa sitwasyon. Kasi iba-iba po yung sitwasyon na kinakaharap natin as law enforcement. So, yung buhay po kasi dyan yung nakasalalay natin every time na pag nasa duty tayo or off duty. Kasi minsan meron tayong mga nakaka-encounter sa daan na hindi natin inaasahan. So, dapat po ay maging discretionary po tayo sa ating mga gagawin na action upang mas malesen po ang criminality and yun na nga, criminality sa society. So, kakibat po nito ay mga consequences of making the wrong decision. So, loss of life, yan, posible pong makamatay tayo or tayo yung mamatay once we are in the operation of duty. So, detrimental of jurisdictional administrative cost. So, pwede po tayong makasuhan ng administratibo if yung mga ginawang actions po natin ay hindi appropriate or tama doon sa situation na nandun tayo, di ba? So, negative media attention and public opinion. So, for example, nito yung latest lang na inagawa ng baril yung police officer ng isang drug drug suspect in a hot pursuit. So, nakita talaga sa CCTV na kinukuha talaga yung baril niya. So, napilit kalabitin sa kanya. So, the opportunity comes na itutok sa suspect yung baril at nakalabit. So, discretionary po yun at life and limb po ng police officer ang nakasalalay doon. So, mabuti na lang ay may CCTV. Kung wala, yung epekto naman nun, isa po kapulisan na naman na ganito, naglaban, ganyan. Diba? So, next is the demotion in position or loss of job. So, for example, nagkaroon tayo ng grave offense or less grave offense sa PNP or sa other law enforcement agency, posible po tayong magkaroon ng demotion in rank, which is the lowering in rank or loss of job. For example, kung grave offense po yung nagawa natin na makakapekto talaga sa organization as a whole. So, post-traumatic stress disorder, family problems, and other psychological concerns. So, ang epekto po nito, pag nagkakaroon po tayo ng mga decision na mali, ay posible po tayong magkaroon ng post-traumatic disorder in which yung mental capacity naman po natin, yung inaatake nito na parang dapat hindi ko na lang ginawa yun, ganun ba? So, as a law enforcement, dapat po talagang isalang-alang po natin yung ating mga gagawin upang hindi po tayo magkaroon ng mga ganito. Kasi ito naman po na post-traumatic stress disorder, nagkakaroon rin po ito kasi sa mga operations, ganyan. Kaya nga nagkakaroon ng debriefing upang mawala yung stress at lahat-lahat ng mga nangyari sa isang operation. Due to aforementioned consequences, it is important that criminal justice leadership provide the training needed to reliably ethical decision in all the circumstances. So, yun po, as a police officers or any other law enforcement officers, maging ethical po tayo sa ating mga gagawin dahil kaakibat po ng ating posisyon ay responsibilidad na dapat po nating pangalagaan at respetuhin. Yun. So next is the factors affecting decision making. So personal factor, personality, degree of education and experience, personal values and belief. Our personal values and belief can shape our decision making by influencing what we consider important and what we believe to be wrong, right or wrong. Our emotions can play a significant role in decision making by influencing how we perceive and how we respond to different options. So yun po ang personal factors. So if as a law enforcement naman po, di ba, yung gagawin po natin dapat is yung tama and ethical para sa atin. Kasi kung hindi po natin yung susundin, it's either may kaakibat po yun na offense in which yung job and rank po natin yung nakasalalay. So next is the information. Helps identify problem and allows decision makers to evaluate alternative solution and choose the best course of action. Information provides the evidence needed to make decisions that are based on data and facts rather than opinions and assumptions. For example, as a law enforcement, if gagawa po tayo ng operation, kailangan po nakalatag lahat yung information na needed for our operation. In order to avoid misencounter, dapat nag-coordinate po tayo ng maganda sa other law enforcement agency upang hindi po magkaroon ng misencounter at maging successful po yung operation na gagawin. So, evaluate po natin yung mga suspects, area of responsibility, and location, exact house of the operation, ganyan. Exact location of the suspect, yan. Terrain, kasama na po dyan yung terrain, weather condition, yan. And resources na nakapaloob po sa area na yan na ating gagawa ng operation. So next is the social factor in decision making. People are suitable to the influence of their in-group who commonly include others of same age, ethnicity or religion, as well as friends, family members, colleagues, and classmates. So, sa social factor naman, in which yung ating nakapaligid po sa atin ay atin ring binabalanse kung ito ba ay magiging ano ba yung epekto nito sa akin at sa aking family, sa aking friends. So, apektado rin po ito kasi ito po yung mga primary na mga tao na necessary sa ating buhay. So, yan. So, cultural factors. Cultures vary in whether they focus on opportunities or threats. And they also vary in their interpretation of the same information as threat, an opportunity, or needed. Finally, people vary in how much they feel the need of engage in decision making or to call participate their particular actions, decisions. So, cultural factor rin po affects decision making kasi magkaiba-iba po yung mga kultura natin in which nagkakaroon po ng iba't ibang paniniwala sa isang particular na bagay. So, for example, kung gagawa ka ng business, dapat isalang-alang mo rin yung mga cultural factors ng Filipino or kung sino ba yung target market mo upang continuous yung growing ng business mo. Kasi if hindi mo ito ma-identify, the cultural factor, magiging malaking impact po ito sa language barrier, yan, ganyan. Sa food, if hindi nila taste yung ganyang pagkain, so yan, magkakaroon po ng kalugian sa business. So last but not the least is the psychological factor. Understanding the interplay between emotions and decision making allows us to harness emotions effectively to make better choices. Humans are social creatures and our decisions are often influenced by others around us. Social norms, peer pressure, and conformity plays a crucial role in shaping our choices. So, psychological. Meaning, sa mindset na talaga natin, kung ano talaga yung goal natin o gagawin. So, nakakapekto po ito yung emotion natin. Yan. Psychological. Meaning, nasa sa atin na po talaga yan kung gagawin natin or hindi. Yung tama at mali. Yan. So sometimes naman influence po ito ng mga tao na surround sa atin, the social factor, yan. And how we act and react, yan. So that's all po. My topic for about factors affecting decision making. So I hope you learned something for today. So that's all. Thank you.